Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So, big day today. I am going to complete the max luck of Yamato Takeru. And yeah, this was kind of a surprise, this timing. I wasn't expecting to get him done this quickly. And certainly not before Akala, because I consider Akala a lot easier than Yamato Takeru. But something clicked with me with Yamato Takeru, and I was able to beat it much more easily and consistently and more quickly. So yeah, we got this 5-day event, and there he is. Yay, alrighty. I'm going to take a photo of this, pardon me. Okay. And yeah, the amount of time that this one took the most time overall for any Impossible so far. And it took me about a year and then a month to get him up to about luck 67. But actually, to get that last third, it only took 2 days. That's how big the difference was between my earlier runs and then my later runs after I figured it out. And yeah, I'll talk about my team later, about which team I used to really unlock that last third. But yeah, let's have a look at the stats here. So he is a power type, and then so yeah, unfortunately his attack is very high, but his HP and his speed are low. HP is very low, actually. Speed, I would actually say, is a little bit on the high side for a power type. So that's not too bad. It's about 240. But yeah, you don't really use him for his stats. You use him for his double null ability, the null warp and null damage wall. And then, yeah, I've said this a few times in other videos, but there are very few quests that have both of these gimmicks. So I recommend using him in quests with one or the other. And he'll be, you know, super useful for either one of those. And then his strike shot is, it can be very powerful, but it depends on how lined up you are with a boss's weak point. If you can get it just right, so you can get a perfect, you know, horizontal or vertical through the boss's weak point, it can do big damage. If you're not lined up with the boss's weak point, then it's kind of not worth using from a damage perspective. But you could use it for, like, if you need to grab a heart in a difficult position, if it's way far away, or if you're in a bad position where you're going to take like big damage the next turn, you can use that to get out of there. But yeah, big damage from the strike shot, but it takes a little bit of positioning and then timing to use. And then his bump combo. This is kind of the #1 reason why people use him. It's the lock-on one-way laser, and he was the first character to get the lock-on one-way laser. He is a power type, so it's a little bit less powerful than your average one-way laser, but it's not as low as your typical power type. So like Vendetta or like a Typhon, their one-way laser is about 17,000. For whatever reason, Yamato Takeru is a little bit more powerful. And then if you think about how every laser shoots out 3 times, actually, that's a difference of about maybe 10,000 damage in all over a standard power type's one-way laser. So this is very powerful. But yeah, he is very powerful and he is very versatile. But actually I haven't been using him very much up to now, because I got Susanoo, and Susanoo, 1, has a stronger bump combo, and then 2, does not have null damage wall on the gauge. So I would just use Susanoo instead of Yamato Takeru for most cases. And then, yeah, because Yamato Takeru's null damage wall is on the gauge, and because his gauge is a little bit different from your average drop monster's gauge, I would miss it a lot. Especially in Ashura. I would miss his gauge in Ashura and then just die. And I got very frustrated and I just stopped using him altogether. But now that he is a max luck, I can use him in that slot instead of like where I would usually put a Hatcher monster. So I think Yamato Takeru will get a lot more use from me from now. And yeah, I'm very proud to have this guy. because I did have so much trouble the first 2/3 of making him. But since I really kind of understood the quest, and since I can kind of say that I've mastered the quest, yeah, I can use him with pride now, I think. Alrighty, so what else was there that I wanted to say? Okay, yeah, let's talk about what quests he would be good for. If we look at just impossible quests, he's great for Ashida, as I just said, and he's probably the best for Izanagi. You can kind of say that any character with null warp is great for Izanagi, but Yamato Takeru is better because he's got both of the null gimmicks, and yeah, there are not a lot of Max Lux or drop monsters with that double null ability, so he's pretty great for that there. And then, yeah, in a few days we have Avalon coming up, and Yamato Takeru here is probably the best character in the game, Hatcher or drop, for Avalon. So yeah, I finished him right on time. And let's see here, what else? A lot of people will take him to gravity barrier quests, since his one-way laser doesn't really rely on Takeru's movement. You can use the gravity barrier to sort of move him, and then stick him in a place near the boss or whatever target, and he can be easily used in that sense. And then, what else is he good for? I can't read my own handwriting. Everybody. Okay, I can't read that. Never mind. And he's good for a couple of floors for the Tower of Champions. So yeah, he does have his niche places. He's not as widely versatile as, say, like Kushinada or Izanami. But yeah, he's kind of the only one, the only impossible monster that can act as an entryway into the colossal quests that are coming up. Yeah, Yamato Takeru would be great for Avalon, and then you can use Avalon for, what's his face? Shambhala, and then you can use Shambhala for Nirai Kanai, and then you can use Nirai Kanai other places. So, yeah, in that sense, Yamato Takeru is very important. Alrighty, and then he's probably going to be my max luck of choice for the red dragon gems. I like lots of lasers or lots of homing shots, and so being able to use this guy in the max luck slot will be very, very useful. And yeah, let's look at my other max lucks. And then we'll look at what other max lux he kind of obsoletes now that I've finished him. So obviously the null damage wall here is Mist. Although, she's pretty great because she's got the Demon Slayer. And then I really like the thing that she says when she shoots her strike shot. So I might use her once in a while for that. Other null damage wall guys are, here's Louis the 13th. And yeah, he's got, or she's got a super strong strike shot, but I actually never really used him or her, so I will probably just keep her for the looks. And then there are null warp guys as well. Here is Lilith, but actually she's really good for Avalon, so I'll give her a try in there. She does have a meteor strike shot. If I'm ever in a position where I need a meteor strike shot, then I'll use her instead of Yamato Takeru. Who else is there? Here's Joker. He's another bounce null warp. He does have Mech Slayer, so in mech quests he can be useful. And again, in Avalon there are mechs in there, so he could be useful there. And then here is Shikote. And this is the Ascension version. She also has no block, so I'm actually going to keep her around for that. But the Evolution version, which we cannot see, she has only null warp, but she does have Demon Slayer as well, so she could be useful there. And then the biggest loser, I'm afraid, is Ogron here from the last Christmas event, and he's got the exact same ability set, null damage wall, null warp. He does have the blast bump combo. And then there will be certain situations where I do want that blast bump combo. One was the Halloween event that we just had, So I might keep him around for that. But yeah, for the most part, I'll be using Yamato Takeru. Alrighty, and then to talk about the folks that I used to make Yamato Takeru, I used pretty much everybody. I just experimented with everybody to get through it. In the early part, the max lux that I used, I didn't really get serious until I made, I would say, a PCG3. This is the evolution. He's got the null gravity barrier, pretty good stats, and then a very strong vertical laser. And then I also used the Ascension version. He's got the 8-turn null everything strike shot, so he can go through the gravity barriers and damage walls no problem. And he also has a Demon Slayer, which works great on the blue demons. And then he's also got Guide, which helps you pinch. So he was pretty great. But then the latter part, the part where I finished that last third very quickly, I used Basilisk Ascension, and yeah, very high stats, and then a Blast Bomb combo. And then I used Kushinada, who actually I would say is not great for Yamato Takeru, except for her strike shot. And then her strike shot is so great that it was worth using her just for that. And then as for the Hatcher monsters that I used, let's see, in the beginning I used, who was it? Yeah, this was back when I really didn't have a lot of characters at all. This was Kufudin Ascension, and she's decent. She does have no gravity barrier. Her attack is pretty low though, and then that's because she has the Minesweeper. She does have a Tackle Strike Shot, which is pretty darn strong, and it's only 16 turns, so I was able to use it twice during the mission. And then, who else did I use? I used Aramis here. She's got a Blast Bomb combo, and then a Meteor Strike Shot, and that was pretty useful on the last stage. Who else did I use? I used Tonpopo a little bit, but it's difficult to get a lot of damage out of her strike shot, just because there are the damage walls everywhere. So I didn't use her too much. She does have that hit stop strike shot that you can use to beat the whole mission on the second boss stage. So that is an option there. Who else did I use? I used Apollo X a lot. And she's really good because she's got the strong bump combo, and then she also has a very strong 16-turn strike shot that you can use twice during the mission. And then this guy I used a couple times. He has Paladin Slayer, which does work on the boss, and then he's got also the 8-turn null everything strike shot. But he's a little bit... Every other turn he's kind of dead weight, so that sort of made him not very consistent to use. And then, oh, I forgot this guy for the max luck. I use this guy a lot, Nicholas. He's also part of last year's Christmas event, and yeah, very high stats, decently strong bump combo, and then the strike shot where he becomes 4 like Hakwa. And this was good for getting pinch shots in random places. But yeah, the latter part I switched to Basilisk and Kushinada. And then the 2 Hatcher monsters that I used a double Hunter King team. And he was awesome. This guy alone, he broke open the mission for me and allowed me to finish that last third in those last 2 days. And yeah, his very strong bump combo, I used that to clear the first boss stage, and then I used 1 strike shot on the second boss stage, and then the other strike shot on the last boss stage, and that would be it. With this team, runs would take like 6 or 7 minutes, which is part of the reason why I was able to, you know, move so quickly towards the end. So yeah, I am very pleased to have Yamato Takeru, and I will make an effort to get a lot of use out of him. And yeah, you can check out my other videos to see how I play through them. And yeah, good luck getting your first, and good luck making your max luck. Thanks for watching. Take care.